Today we're doing a full review of the Sleep 8 Pod mattress, and I'm going to be going through the good, the bad, and how it works. Basically what you're seeing on screen is the most important aspect of this mattress, and it's the fact that it can heat up and cool down throughout the course of the night so that it can help you sleep better and kind of tune in with your circadian rhythm, which we're going to get to in a little bit. But before we get to that, what I want to do is go through the setup process. I'm going to be showing you what I have on my screen right here as I'm going through. But basically, don't make the dumb mistake that I did and read the instructions. All you have to do is download the app, and then it's going to walk you through, and the stuff I'm showing you on screen right now is the visual of it showing you how to set up the mattress. So it's way better that you follow that than you following me and my Zubas setting up this Sleep 8 pod. But I will pause the screen right here because I just wanted to kind of show you here. There's the two main parts to this. There is the sleep mattress topper, and the other thing is the tower here. The one thing I do want to mention about the tower that I didn't see in a lot of videos is that it does have a light on it, which I found kind of annoying out of the gates because it was pretty bright. But if you go into the settings on your phone, you can actually dial that off and turn that light off in the hub. It'll actually change colors from like red to blue to tell you if you're heating up or cooling down at that moment. But if it's saying that on the app, I trust that. I don't need the tower kicking off a light while I'm trying to sleep. So I wanted to give you a look at my sleep score right now, and I'm about 5 days into using this, and I can see on the weekend my score was much worse. But today, last night was probably one of the better nights of sleep, even though it says it was the second best night of sleep that I've had. And what I've been realizing with this, and as you hit the kind of home key here, you can see that I'm looking at this kind of little bit of a curve at the bottom of the screen here. So this is kind of your circadian rhythm, so to speak, from a temperature standpoint. And the app explains to you that when you go to bed, sometimes it's nice to have it warmer, but as the night progresses in the middle of your sleep trough, you want it to be cooler, and it has to do with what your body's doing and where your blood flow is going and how it's maybe cooling or heating your extremities. And then when you wake up, you want that temperature to kind of wake you up again. Now you can set alarms, which you can see right here. So you can set like a cold alarm or a warm alarm depending on what works for you. So you can have the bed wake you up that way. My sleep is a little bit too inconsistent to get into alarm still. But what I'm finding is when I set this up originally, I had the bed at a 4, which is pretty warm when you get in, which felt nice. And I had it at a -3, and then I had it back up to a 2 when I was waking up. And what was happening was it kept waking me up at about 3:15 in the morning because I was getting too hot in the bed. So you can click on the different settings here, right? And the first one is showing you your bedtimes. Mine's pretty early. I got a young family. It seems to be what's working. I wish I could push it a little bit later, to be honest. But in the middle, the cooling setting there has been good for me. But really the thing that I've been trying to dial in is the final sleep. Like I said before, I was like at a +2, and it was just kept waking me up. So since I have dropped it down to a -1, I've found myself starting to sleep longer into the night. And it's kind of neat to be able to do that and be able to see the very specific pattern of waking up at 3:15 because it was too warm and it was waking me up too early. So as soon as I dialed it down last night, I slept for an extra couple hours. So there are some growing pains, I think, with getting set up and dialed in with this. It's not the normal bed where your body's just physically adjusting to the comfort of the bed. There's a lot more that goes into it. As far as all the other settings on here, in my opinion, and I will say that Sleep 8 sent me this mattress for free for this review, but in my opinion, a lot of this kind of stuff as far as time to sleep and wake up time, sleep stages, out of beds, tosses and turns, sleeping heart rate, all of the respiratory information, it's not a big deal to me. I don't know how much onus or confidence, I should say, I put in this data that it's collecting because it's just from that grid that's that you're sleeping on. I'm not sure how well it's picking up my respiratory rate or my heart rate. If you have a smartwatch of any kind, Fitbit, Apple, whatever, I think that you'll probably get better data off of that. But in my opinion, that's not why you buy this bed. If you're looking to go this route, really what you're trying to do is dial in your temperature preferences while you sleep. and have it work with your body and be able to kind of give your body that consistent feeling. Because especially where I am in Buffalo, New York, it can get 89 degrees in the summer and muggy, and then in the winter it can be 0 degrees. So especially not having central cooling and using a window AC fan, it's really hard to kind of control the temperature of your sleeping environment. So something like this really allows me to do that, and that's what I'm actually excited about to continue using this bed for. As far as the comfort of the bed, I'd say it's kind of like a medium firm from my experience. I have slept on the Casper, the purple mattress. Actually on the screen right now, you can see I'm panning over from the purple that I moved off this bed to try out this one. The one thing I noticed is that they were both California Kings. For whatever reason, this one seemed just a sliver skinnier than the purple, and it kind of didn't match up perfectly on my bed frame. I don't know, maybe that's just the California King, maybe I'm crazy, but that's just kind of what I experienced. But yeah, like I said, the biggest thing is being able to dial that heat preference in for you. So the one thing I wanted to highlight was this article on screen from NIH.gov, and it talks about, does the body make and keep its own circadian rhythm? So it says that natural factors within the body produce circadian rhythms. However, signals from the environment also affect them. The main cue influencing circadian rhythm is daylight. So maybe if you're having trouble sleeping, you might want to start out with like blackout curtains and things like that. I also have a video, which I'll link to at the end of this video, on wake up alarm clocks. It says that this light can turn on or turn off genes that control the molecular structure of biological clocks. Changing the light and dark cycles can speed up, slow down, or reset biological clocks, as well as set circadian rhythms. So this article talks more about light being the key factor, but I have found other articles that say that temperature is also a factor in setting your circadian rhythm as well. So with being able to control your environment as much as possible, that's where you can kind of help your circadian rhythm affect your health positively. So being able to get a circadian rhythm, one of the things I do like about this app is you're creating a sleep start time for yourself, because the bed is actually warming up in my particular case. So yeah, I kind of want to get to bed at that time because it's going to be nice and warm when I get in it, because it's cool right now in the winter time where I'm at. So it's really trying to give you that sleep hygiene of the consistency of starting your sleep at a certain time and having the bed cool down and then possibly warm up, or however you set your settings, so that you can wake up at a consistent time. So once you get that circadian rhythm in a more of a rhythm, so to speak, it will have positive effects on the rest of your health, because sleep is so important. So like I said, I would definitely recommend checking out my video on the Philips Wake Up Light review that I did. And then also, if you're somebody who finds yourself waking up in the middle of the night because you're too cold or hot or things of that nature, this is going to be the bed that can help you get past that. If you get into all the other features and knickknacks that it has, in my opinion, smartwatch, Fitbit, Apple Watch, whatever can do those things. But the really cool, impressive thing about this bed is the ability to increase and decrease the temperature as you're sleeping, and to be able to dial it into your preferences. The more you use it, from what I'm experiencing, the better it's getting at being able to give me a good night's sleep. So guys, thanks for watching, and check out my review video of the Philips Wake Up Light, and I appreciate your guys' support. All right, hope you can get a good night's rest, and take care.